Feel great. Player. Kami, how's it going, man? DSV, how's it going? Nightwalker, how's it going, man? How you doing? Oh, competitive spirit. Thunder, how's it going? Check Discord. Yeah, check. Competitive spirit, you wouldn't believe. We don't back down. We don't give up. Let's go. I just have to do multiple times. I don't want to be there for your streams. You better change music for Derek notes or else. That's why I have the fight music going, Kami. That's why I have the fight music going for a reason. Sunny! How's it going, man? How you doing? I see the Great Race is still on, like you wouldn't believe. I couldn't remember where Easy ended, so I just put Easy +1 for the title. I can't remember where he ended. Whatever chapter he ended on, we'll do +1, and we'll leave it. Am I a child? Yes, probably. Okay. How do we get professional and excellent together? Not necessarily fight, but yeah, okay. I knew you would stream enough. I tell you not to. Not sleeping paying off. True. Sleep is for the weak, truly. Okay, professional, excellent. Ranked. Salary, paid, high. High. Good. Bad. No. We get way more streams out of the race, so big plus for you. Exactly. That's what I'm here for, really. So paid good, professional, or salary good, professional. I don't know. Ranked high. Best. Oh God, we're just best paid, best paid, best paid, best paid. Jordan. I was hoping Michael Jordan would get me there. Okay. Anyway, I'm off. Wow. I thought, wow. Wow, Kami. Nah, I'm just kidding, man. Alright, have a great rest of your day, buddy. Nagato, how's it going? What music is it? It's the Witcher 3 fight music. I'm curious how this is. Milosh, what? Well, you going? Where are you going? It's okay. I said 9:15. Okay, we'll get started in 5 minutes. Okay, we'll get started in 5 minutes. I'm just trying to get this. God damn it! Best paid, best paid. How do I get this? Wait, what? Milosh is indeed a mod. Milosh has been a mod long before I learned how to say his name. Oh, that's so good. Sunny's definitely new. Yeah, I know. Bro, my brain madness stopped because I'm back in a dumb battle that I can't win for 2 hours. In that same game? You told me the name, I can't remember it. I apologize. I finally got full netherite armor in Minecraft. I'm so happy. I need to just I need to get some more emeralds because I need mending on all my stuff because if any of it breaks, I commit suicide. So I need to get mending, for which I need a shit ton of diamonds. Or emeralds. I think 90 emeralds kill me. But brown dust too. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, give me a hint, bro. Give me a hint. Where's the hint button? No, not understandable, Sonny. No, not Nightwalker. You can't both be a mod and spread misinformation. What the fuck? Do I know murder? No, I don't know what that is. I don't know whether that's a... well, you say cinema. You may spell that wrong unless it's a movie. Professional player game sport athlete best. How would I get... IA! Yes, I know. I remember you for so long ago. How you doing, man? You're caught up? That's awesome. How you doing? I remember you. Yeah. That's awesome, man. What the fuck is this title? I don't know which chapter easy ended on, so I'm just doing whichever chapter easy ended on +1. So I just put that until someone tells me what chapter it is. Until then, this will be the title, I guess. Okay, I can't get it. Someone, please help me. Give me a hint. How do I add hint? No. Athlete. I don't know. Romero, how's it going? It took longer than I expected, but I'm so glad to have you back, IE. I'm so glad to have every single one of you. Ramiro found an idiot who was saying that Lord of the Mysteries is over-animated. I don't even know how you tell that from trailers, bro. That's crazy. Everything is over-animated in trailers. It's a trailer. It's supposed to be showboaty. The fuck? Okay, whatever. Let's go. 9:20. Let's go. Why is over-animated even a thing? Over-animated is a thing. I have a great... Oh, yeah, thanks. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Just some guy. Back to lurking. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Over-animated is a thing. Over-animated is like a story that's meant to be quiet, but then like the studio can't let it be quiet because it feels like it's not attention grabby enough, and then you over-animate it. That's possible. It's just you can't tell that from a trailer, bro. And you sure as shit can't say that about something like Lord of the Mysteries, which is so busy as it is. Not busy in a bad sense, just a lot's happening. You see that? No, dude, I haven't caught any of the To Be Hero X episodes. I really need to start watching it, and I really was enjoying it when I was watching it. That strange afternoon town has infiltrated the afternoon town in reality. Derek vaguely understood what the chief was saying, as he had a rough guess as to why this had happened. I don't count beautiful scenes as over animation. Yeah, exactly. It depends on whether it fits what is trying to be conveyed. Over animated isn't an objective standard. It's a... Can you lower the music? It's too loud? Okay. What was I saying? Oh, over animated is a relative thing that maybe it's too animated for what the scene it was originally trying to convey. That's possible. It just doesn't... You can't possibly tell that from a trailer. He suspected that when Mr. Fool pulled him out of the strange afternoon town, he had broken an intricate balance, causing the power to seep out. This also explains why Colin didn't vanish when he repeated the attempt. Just as Derek was wondering what kind of changes would bring, this would bring. The chief, Colin, had taken out a luminescent powder from his pouch on his belt and scattered it in the air. The powder instantly blasted apart, spewing silver light upwards, and it made it appear extremely obvious in such a dark environment. Unhinged, how's it going, man? Derek, Haim, Joshua knew very well what this meant. It meant not to run about haphazardly, stay in your area, be wary of incoming enemies, and await rescue. Without a doubt, this was a signal to all the other exploration teams scattered across Afternoon Town. Colin consecutively released the signal thrice in the span of 2 lightning bolts. Then he turned to Derek and company and said, "We shall meet up with the rest by combing outwards. Be careful along the way." "Yes, Chief." Derek had already forgotten the grievance from before, only wishing that he could help his partners as soon as possible. Following Colin's instructions, he took the left flank of the small team. On the other side was the red-gloved Joshua, wearing an who held an iron black sword. Lining the back was the relatively stronger Dawn Paladin, Haim, and in front of him was the Demon Hunter, who was just 3 steps away. As lightning flashed relatively fast, the gloomy afternoon town would go from being bright to darkness. The candlelight from each window showed a wavering flame that burned in silence and calmness. Fuck you, Unhinged, he made me look. Derek was no longer the fledgling he once was. Although he was nervous, his palms didn't sweat while holding the axe. He skillfully moved his gaze around, wary against any monsters that might leap out from the building on both sides. After a flash of lightning, the world was thrown back into darkness. The bits of candlelight in Afternoon Town seemed to await travelers that needed lodging. Just saw the video title? Bro loves the pettiness. I couldn't remember where easy ended, so I was like, just on principle, we'll leave it with that. Even if someone tells me, I might leave it until easy pops by, and then I'll change it. As for the animal hide lanterns in Haim's hand, its light scattered outwards, but it failed to produce much light in a radius around him. It wasn't as effective as Derek's night vision. The only usage was that it appeared to dispel the richer darkness around them. 729? I thought he said like 727. What? Oh, what? He read 9 chapters? At that moment, Derek suddenly felt a chill down his neck, but there weren't any cold winds. He didn't turn his head subconsciously. Instead, he took 1 step diagonally, half-turned his body, and glanced through the corner of his eye. He saw the nearly 2.3 meters tall Haim looking at him with a gloomy expression. He cleaved his broadsword in his hand. Oh, bro, but doing that joke. Oh, 729. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I disregarded the 7, my bad. Wait, you even said 29. Oh, I just can't read. I just read the 9. Never mind. I'm sick. Okay, give me a break. Derek somersaulted to the side as he seemed to hear the echoing voices of the intense wind. Following that, he heard the chief. What happened? Haim attacked me, Derek rolled. Me? Haim held the animal hide lantern in one hand and the broadsword in the other. Colin glanced at Derek. I didn't discover any abnormality on his part. As he spoke, the demon hunter's eyes produced 2 dark green symbols. He surveyed the area and said, the attacker transformed its appearance to Haim. Before he finished that sentence, a silver sword that was clenched tightly in his right hand stabbed backwards. There's no music playing? There is. Is it too quiet now? I'm curious. Let's be real easy and known 685. No, he didn't. Give me the fucking answer, one of you. God damn it. How the do I have 2 mods unhinged? Unhinged is normal. 2 mods unhinged and everyone else fucking trolling me at the same time. What is happening? Amidst the dull clashing sound, a figure appeared in the dark environment. He had grizzled and disheveled hair. Unhinged is just being unhinged, yeah. He had grizzled and disheveled hair with deep wrinkles. He had weathered but profound blue eyes. He wore a silver sword with light grey oil slathered on it. He looked identical to Colin. The only difference was his gloomy expression and his dark skin. Wow. Wow. See, Derek still sees skin color. That's crazy. See, me, I don't even see it. It's crazy. Dark skin tone. Wow. Two silver swords clashed in midair, sending sparks flying. Meanwhile, Colin shouted in a deep voice, "Light." Light? Derek instinctively raised his hands and pressed them to his mouth and nose. In that instant, he discovered 3 figures dashing out from the surrounding darkness. One of them was a tall and muscular Haim, another was Joshua, and the last was Derek himself. Derek wasn't thrown into a fluster. He acted in accordance with Chief's instructions and released a lustrous brilliance from his body. The 3 figures seemed horrified as they raised their palms to cover their face and attempted to escape the sides. However, their speeds were in no way comparable to the speed of light. The lustrous brilliance illuminated the surroundings, enveloping the 3 figures. They opened their mouths and let out silent screams, but soon they dimmed and vanished. Easy and you both need to read the final arc together. I don't know how that would work, Sonny. I like Easy, and I think he likes me too, but I don't think we're quite at the point where we can finish each other's sentences yet, so I don't know how that would work. As the light surged outwards, the 2 demon hunters were consumed by the light. This time for... oh, thank you. So 767. Okay. Or 676. Holy shit, I'm actually autistic. It's fine, I actually am, I can say that. The actions of one of them immediately turned stiff and was impeded before losing its color and turning black. Just do a Dragon Ball fusion dance, true. Actually, I've discovered a username. The fusion dance doesn't work. We need the... is it the Potara earrings? I can't remember the name, actually, but I think the Potara earrings. No, they should just have a okay, unhinged. Medical science is not quite up there yet. At this moment, the black monster suddenly immolated itself, cracking into distorted shadows as they corroded the light and flames inch by inch. Don't know, never watched Dragon Ball, fuck you. Colin retracted his silver sword and turned to Derek and company. The monsters this time are the shadows. Their weakness is the brightness of light. If you do a reference, I get the card from you. Are you going to continue to COI after you're finished? Can you show us the speech or not? What speech? I apologize. I am going to read COI Veneer. It's not going to be right after Lord of the Mysteries, though. I'm going to take like a little bit of a break. I'll read some manga. I'll read some short web novels. Web novel, maybe 1 or 2, and then get to go to COI. Dragon Ball was so good. True. Now the music is actually over. Maybe he means subtitles by speech? I don't know. I don't think, I mean, YouTube can't auto-generate them. At least, I don't think it, I don't know. I'm gonna have to go, my internet's freaking out. No worries, Sunny. Thanks for popping by, man. I hope to see you again in the future. Good lord. Reading while waiting for possible trailer? Yes, sir, Hailey. By the way, nice to see you back, Hailey. Haven't seen you in a while. As the chief spoke, his body produced a bright and the holy light of dawn, illuminating the entire area. This was a beyonder power a dawn paladin would receive from the warrior pathway. The reason why he didn't use it from the beginning was because the effects were obvious. and he had no idea what kind of accident it might bring. Now he was aware of the weakness of these monsters. The light of dawn produced by the chief was like a domain. Heim gave up his plans on using similar Beyonder powers. He continued holding up the animal hide lantern, and he followed behind Colin with Derek and Joshua. Before long, the quartet arrived at a half-collapsed cathedral. Music too loud again? God damn. Really? Oh, yeah, sorry. I only have it set to here. This should be fine, I think. Let me know. Okay, dope. The cathedral originally had a tower, and its entirety was made up of classical stone columns and masonry. They were heavy and dark. Yeah, fine. Okay, dope. Thank you. Passing through the door that even a giant would find wide, Derek followed the chief and came to the prayer hall. They saw the deity statue destroyed, but the candle on the altar had been lit. In front of the altar, a figure donning a Spartan white robe was prostrated there, praying so softly that no one could hear him. "He's not one of us," Haim, who also had night vision, said thanks to his height. This means that it's not a monster that was transformed into a teammate's shadow. Derek discovered Haim to express the context. Whoa, can this be a human? Oh god. If this is a human from the olden days, they might be able to get a lot of knowledge, or it's probably just some fucking monster. This meant that an unknown and an unknown often represented extreme danger. Wiz is immune to unhinged, not quite immune, but like 80%. We're getting up there, you know. Fuck. Okay, never mind. There should have been an exploration team here. Colin converged the range of his light of dawn to prevent himself from provoking the white-robed figure. Joshua, and Derek fell silent. Under such a situation, the absence of the exploration team's immediate appearance meant an undesirable outcome. Their minds raced as two men dressed in tight black robes walked out of the right side of the hall. There were two members of the exploration team at the cathedral. So either it's a terrifying monster or terrifying knowledge? Yes, exactly. Knowledge, please. With Bernadette, we're already getting a lot of knowledge. Give me more, please. Their minds raced as the two... No, already. Chief, those shadows are problematic. Leroya was swallowed by his own shadow. Wait, no, what? Did I not read this? What the fuck? Their minds raced as two men dressed in tight black clothes walked out from the right side of the hall. Like, I already read that sentence. I didn't read the second sentence. Never mind. They were the two members of the exploration team at the cathedral. Chief, those shadows are problematic. Leroya was swallowed by his own shadow, one of the teammates said. Has someone already been sacrificed? While Derek's heart sank, he saw the light of dawn expand, enveloping the two teammates within. The two of them suddenly wore ferocious expressions as their body darkened, and just 2 seconds later they vanished. White bones and globs of bloody flesh fell to the ground. Light slowly effused out of these mangled carcasses. Colin retracted his gaze and said, "Go to the side of the..." What in the fuck is this word? And hear what it's reciting. Ecclesiastic. Go to the side of the ecclesiastic and hear what it's reciting. Derek and company nodded and set off. About 10 steps later, they discerned the white robe's figure appearance from diagonally across. He was a crying middle-aged man. This ecclesiastic's face was nearly plastered to the ground as he muttered to himself, "Omnipotent Lord, I repent. Tempted Sasrier. The kings often came to the palace belonging to the dusk to conspire." Easy, almost lost control of that. Wallflower, how's it going, man? It was unknown when the people in this town changed. They set up secret altars and held strange ritual, doing things you forbid. How many kings do you know? 4 for sure, 1 probably. Lore, yes, 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 yes. I was already too late by the time I discovered all this. Degeneration, bloodshed, darkness, rot, murder, corruption, shadows had drowned this place. A huge calamity will begin here. These words kept repeating like a prophet, describing the inevitable. Excuse me? A huge calamity will begin here? The abandonment from the Lord that created everything of this land. Is this where it began? Also, who tempted the dark angel Sasrier? Tempted Sasrier? Yeah, who tempted Sasrier? Good question. This ecclesiastic should have stated who. It's because after he said the words, I repent, there should have been a name, but it was blank. He originally stated it, but the name vanished by itself. Can't Amon do this? Isn't it said that the Amon family's history just fucking disappeared? So maybe he can like, or that their history is so fucking like confusing? So maybe like the Amon name is like kind of erased, you know? You might need a copy, but yeah, I'm gonna copy this later. So could Amon have tempted Sasrier, maybe? Who wiped it away? Or maybe someone else did. Or maybe someone else did. Maybe someone else tempted Sasrier, and then Amon, using his powers, wiped away that name. I've been reading Sasrier, Assassin. Divine it? Sure, yeah, we can do that. I need money though. I don't have any. Yeah, sorry about that. But okay. You know what? We'll withdraw it. It's fine. It's fine. I only have $76. It's not looking good, bruv. Okay, I'll do 1,500 because I might have to do twice. Because I might have to do either, was it Amon or was it someone else, and then Amon covered up their name. So staying poor. Shut the fuck up, TSV. Okay, was it Amon who tempted Sasrier? No, sorry, nope. That's not how divinations work. You'd think I would know this after fucking 6 months. Amon was the one who tempted Sasrier. It's actually the King of Angels. I can't divine about them, dude. I can't divine about them. It's crazy. I can't divine about the Kings of Angels. I run into interference every time. It's crazy. I'm actually a seer. What is happening? Someone else tempted Sasrier, and Amon deleted their name. Amon is working for someone else, or Amon is working with someone else. Amon is working with someone else to tempt Sasrier. Tails. He's not working with someone else, he's working for someone else. Amon is working for someone else. Amon is working for someone else. This someone else that Amon is working for is a true god. Amon is working for true god. The true god that Amon is working for is actually a super god. Interference. Fuck. Okay. Okay, so Amon is working for true god. That is the theory. I'm building a whole ass... Yeah, exactly. Dude, if by some miracle of God this also pays off, I'm actually sequence 0 of the seer pathway. I don't even want to hear it. If that is somehow right, that Amon is working for a true god, I'm actually a sequence 0 of the seer pathway. I don't even want to hear it. The ecclesiastic should have been from that strange afternoon town. After the balance was broken, he appeared here. Otherwise, he should have been discovered on the previous exploration. Many thoughts flashed through Derek's mind. At that moment, he saw the chief take a stride, walking to the side of the ecclesiastic in white. Klein woke up from his dream as the midday sunlight shone at his eyes from the outside. He rolled out of bed when he hurriedly arrived at the dining hall. Frank Lee saw his arrival and waved at him. "Gearman, I discovered something new." "Fuck, what now?" "A new invention of yours?" No, it isn't. I was planning on studying the fish in these waters. They will likely be able to dream. Just as I tried fishing, I ended up getting this strange item." What did he get? Oh, sorry, let me just add that to my notes. Ollie, how's it going, man? How you doing? Theories on what I asked? Give me 1 second. Let me just add this to notes and then we can go, okay? Okay. So you saw it? Saw what? What? That ticket's about what? Okay. Theories on what did you ask, Nightwalker? Or what did you ask, Romero? The kings often came to the palace belonging to the dusk to conspire. Where was this said? Was it in this chapter? Did I just fucking not read it? The kings often came to this palace belonging to the dusk to conspire. Yes, it was just said. Never mind. Dusk. Dusk's thematically is very similar to the abyss, no? Does that feel crazy? Dusk is like right before dawn. It's like damn near, it's like almost the darkest point of the day. So maybe this going to the dusk to, so like a palace belonging to the abyss. I don't know. That's all I can think of at the moment. Frank Lee versus True Creator. I don't think the True Creator can handle the corruption Frank Lee can bring. It's truly goes over. Surefire words. Easy, how's it going, man? How you doing? Yep, just one more, baby. That's all I need. I didn't come here for the glory, okay? I just came here for the victory. I don't know if you've ever watched Fast and Furious, but in the famous words of Dominic Toretto, it don't matter if you win by a mile or an inch. Winning's winning, baby. Sadly, all of them. Yeah, you and me both, man. 5 through 8, I watched. Me, my brother, and my sister-in-law. We used to go watch them first day release. Easy's asking for that Sharon bet now. I don't think I'm sick. Okay, I'm not taking that bet right now. That's crazy. If I can do like 7, guess I'm free all day tomorrow. No, Easy, don't do it. I am sick. I need to recover. Please stop. Uh, Strange item. Klein instantly felt a headache, but he felt that he had to ask, what is it? Fish with human fingers growing in them. What the fuck? Without waiting for Gehrman to reply, Frank rang the dinner bell. Before long, he ran back and held a strange bluish-black fish in his hand. The fish was of normal length. In the space where its eyes were, it had a face resembling a human. What the fuck? I guess I'm free all day. Easy said that he... Wait, no. No, I can't. No, I can't do that, Easy. Okay, I'm sick. If you want to do that, to 800, sure, yeah, I got no issues. I only watched the Tokyo one. Tokyo one was great. Sorry, I don't know what it is. In my mind, as soon as I read Nightwalker, I just don't read it. It's like the weirdest thing. I don't know. It's like a psychosomatic thing at this point. Yes, he's a mod of mine. The fish was of normal length. In the space where its eyes were, it had a face resembling a human. Its belly had been dissected, and 3 bloody fingers could be seen stuffed inside. It wasn't inserted by me. It was originally like that. Look at its teeth. It's very unlikely that it will eat something like that, so it can only be the case of fingers producing themselves. Of course, I'm currently unable to determine what the fingers will do to the body. It might have also been stuffed by someone else, Klein said. Hey, it's rude. By accepting the bet. Yeah, no thank you, I'm not doing that. If he wants to make the bet to 800, I got no issues. Yeah, 800 we can do. 800, no issues. Makes sense. Then it's not the most unique fish. Frank was stunned for a second as he appeared somewhat disappointed. Fingers are considered flesh and blood. I'll ask Heath. He's the expert on such things. As he spoke, he surveyed and found Heath. Frank went over to Heath. Heath extended his arm and pressed his face to the fish. What the fuck? No, this isn't food for you, Frank laughed. You've been eating fish all the time, to the point that even your body smells of fish. 10 minutes, yes sir. 10 minutes until Easy goes live. No, this isn't food for you. No, I already read this. What I meant to ask was if you know the fingers inside the fish's stomach, can you find its original owners? Wiz doing 50 chapters a day after Easy accepts... Actually, dude. Like, I do, when I'm not feeling sick, I do 20 chapters a day easy. Like, and it has, like, no effect on the rest of my day. If we had this bed, I will... No, Easy, no, no. No, Easy, you have work. You don't want to do this. You don't. Easy, you have work. You don't want to do this, man. I can't do 20 a day. Yeah, exactly. I do 20 a day on average. That's not even a joke. You can, like, anyone can check this. Like, I average 20 a day when I'm not sick. Trust me. You don't want to do this. You have work. I just graduated. I ain't got nothing going on, okay? I will sit here and do a 24-hour stream. I don't give a fuck. Heath Doyle stopped his leading actions and studied it for a few seconds. They belonged to a rose bishop. At least a rose bishop. He took out the 3 bloody fingers and stacked them together. Tomorrow is my last semi-free day. I'll pull up the white flag for now. Hey, listen, we don't do surrenders, okay? We're not fighting a war here. I'm not an animal. We're gonna call it a truce for now, okay? We're gonna call it a I'm not an I don't know what you think of me, but I'm no animal. We're gonna call it a truce for now. When you're free in the future, if you want to have another go at it, I got no issues, okay? I got no issues. I will run this shit back like Luffy and Kaido, however long it takes, motherfucker. Bring it. And hopefully I'm not sick by then, but that's a second thing. Yeah, you too, buddy. I'll probably see you back in like 5 minutes when the trailer comes out. After a brief moment, the fingers that were stacked melted like wax. The flesh and blood squirmed as they drew a word in blood red: help. Help from a rose bishop? Klein made some connections. He recalled the Saint of Darkness and Leo Master. Once you do a 24-hour stream, you'll need 8 hours to reread. Yeah, it's not even funny. I will take in nothing. I will, like, have you guys ever had this? I'm actually missing the trailer, watching it in a few hours. Oh, I see. No worries. Have you guys ever had that where you're like reading stuff with your eyes but not your brain? So like, that's what I'll do even right now. Like even with all of you, I will like read it and then I'll like respond to chat. But I'll be so invested in chat, I'll be reading the words with my eyes and just be like, I didn't take any of it in. I have to go back after stream to read it. This Aurora Order Saint was in a particular ruin, and that he was affected by remnant powers of an angel or deity of the spectator pathway, causing him to dissociate and transform into a kind character. This resulted in him being trapped here. His good and evil side constantly fought, often clashing at a psyche level. The main persona, which was more inclined towards the darkness, gradually held the advantage, as the good personality hid everywhere in the mind a world for help. Therefore, it's an attempt by Leo Master's good side to call for help. As a saint of the Aurora Order, he might very well have advanced from Shepherd. So it's nothing strange to have the powers of a Rose Bishop. Klein nodded, believing this was close to the truth. Help? How? Frank turned to look at Gehrman. Ask your captain, not me. Klein shook his head. You don't have to bother. There are too many oddities in these waters. The reason for giving that opinion was, from the dream, Leo Master's persona held the absolute advantage. To really rescue him, he would need to make preparations to deal with a demigod. You guys think we should divine if there's going to be a PV? What do you guys think? Although the good side would definitely interfere with it, all it could do was lower the Saint of Darkness's strength to a certain degree. It would still remain a demigod. Divine? Alright. I have no monies. No Kings of Angels involved? True. There is a trailer coming today for Lord the Mysteries Donghua. It's interference. I just lost so much. Oh no. Okay, I need someone to marry me or give me money. I need monies. I'm so poor. Hold on. Okay, never mind. We made the money. We're fine. We made the money back. We're fine. God, you see, this is how I can never run out of money in real life. If I ever feel broke, I can just go to the casino. I'm not even kidding. I'm so good at blackjack, it's not even funny. We're back. Okay, sorry about that. We're back. Don't listen to me, kids. I will absolutely sell all of you out to get out for a Kick for a Kick sponsorship. Okay. Bro is a professional monster. Of course, with Queen Mystic on board the future, to make any actual attempts wasn't impossible. But if Leo Master were so easily rescued and have him become a completely good Saint of Darkness, Klein believed the Queen long would have done so. The reason why she didn't was because it was unrealistic. Dude, the monster actually has to be a goated pathway, because I know fucking nothing about it. A Demisol PV? Nah, I doubt it. For example, the place where Leo Master is at causes one spirit to dissociate, so much so that Queen Mystic doesn't even dare to challenge it. Leo Master's dream was only partially restored. It nearly made me face a situation I couldn't deal with. Finally, I resolved the problem with the sea god scepter. If I were to meet him in the real world, I'd really suffer a dissociation in personality, becoming a member of an asylum. I would find a way to borrow the mental terror candle from Father Utravsky to have a chance of being treated. I can also get Miss Justice to treat me, but she's lacking in strength at the moment. Yeah, Frank trusted Gehrman a lot. Perhaps the fellow who's asking for help is long dead. Upon seeing this, his eyes lit up as he stared at Heath. Can you wipe the mental imprint left on his flesh and blood? Yeah, Heath said. I've always been very curious about the flesh and blood structure of a rose bishop. I've always thought of the outcome of using similar flesh and blood as a mediumship for crossbreeding. Jesus Christ. What did you think of Heath Doyle listening to a corpse? I think it sounds exactly as fucked up as I would expect a member of the the secret supplement pathway to be. One day, you will die amidst your experiments. Thankfully, I won't be here for them. Heath, whose face was nearly translucent from the paleness, was taken aback before saying, "Thank you." Why thank me? Frank shook his head. He's probably thanking you for being able to hold back your curiosity and not use him. Afternoon town and the half-collapsed cathedral. Who are the kings? What is the huge calamity? Who tempted Sasrir? Colin asked. The ecclesiastic didn't seem to hear him as he continued prostrating to the ground. He repeated his words of penitence as though he was an illusory recording left behind by the environment. A wraith, spectre, or evil spirits. Derek looked in that direction, feeling somewhat nervous. Seeing no response from the ecclesiastic, Colin reached out with his right hand, inching his silver sword towards the person. However, despite the sharp sword reaching the back of his head, the ecclesiastic remained in penitence, as though nothing changed. Colin Iliad retracted his silver sword as he surveyed the area with dark green symbols in his eyes. Then he walked diagonally to the altar as he cast his gaze onto the candle, emitting a yellow light. After a few seconds, he reached out with his left hand and extinguished the entirety of the candle. The collapsed deity, but it looks like a Dunyo video? I don't know what that is. What the fuck is this? What the actual fuck is this? Okay. I'm neither gonna post this nor have like an official reaction to it, but I mean, I'm happy to check it out all the same. What the actual fuck is this? That's not a new trailer, no. Looks like yeah, it looks like a fucking, looks like a YouTube short. Roselle, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Who is this eternity? What the fuck? Did someone hack their shit? What the fuck is this? What the actual fuck am I looking at? I don't know what that is. What the fuck is this? Probably a demon ass. They do this all the time. Fucking yeah, I guess. Usually on Douyin TikTok. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so it literally is a shit post. It's Chinese shit posting, basically. I'm more interested in the subtitles than the trailer sub. True. A wraith, spectre, or evil spirit? Derek looked in that direction, feeling somewhat nervous. Seeing no response from the ecclesiastic, Colin reached out, inching his silver sword towards the person. But the person, despite the blade reaching the back of his head, remained in penitence, as though nothing changed. Colin retracted his sword as he surveyed the area with dark green symbols in his eyes. Then he walked diagonally to the altar and cast his gaze on the candle emitting a yellow light. After a few seconds of silence, he reached out his left hand and extinguished the entirety of the candlelight. The collapsed deity statue in the middle of the altar suddenly turned dim as the prostrating white-robed man finally stopped his penitence. He slowly lifted his head. It was a gloomy green, and his gaze was filled with hatred. Before Derek, Haim, and Joshua could react, the ecclesiastic pounced forward. Colin was already prepared for it. He took a step diagonally forward with his right foot, turned his body halfway, and swept backwards with his silver sword in hand. On the sword, spots of light soared, instantly forming a gigantic storm. The storm that was formed purely out of the light swept the surroundings, leaving the ecclesiastic frozen in midair. The storm quickly came to an end as Colin looked at the ecclesiastic whose body had been infused with the light of dawn. Then he repeated his previous questions. Who are the kings? What is the calamity? Who tempted Sasrier? The ecclesiastic, whose figure was very indistinct, replied in a dazed manner. The kings are Sasrier, Ouroboros, Medici. Just as he was about to say a fourth name, a transparent flame tore through him from the inside. Fuck! Come on! The flame instantly engulfed him, burning him into a spreading black gas. So the kings refer to the kings of angels. What is the fourth name? So, what's the fourth name? Why did he self-destruct as he was about to say it? Is it the one who tempted Sasrier or someone else? Could it? I feel like that's Amon. As the ecclesiastic died, the streets outside and the entirety of the afternoon town produced roars like wild beasts. Derek looked out the window and saw a gigantic face. Derek subconsciously looked out. The glass where it was originally plastered to had grown a unique eye. On its face was short, dense black hair. Alright, see ya, Ollie. See ya, buddy. Another similar monster rushed out from inside the cathedral. It had the build of an ordinary human and two eyes. But on the surface of its body, it was similarly covered with short black hair that resembled a beast. What is Klein's current sequence in this read-through? 5. A degenerate town that has been completely corrupted, Colin sighed. Derek, Ham, and Joshua took up their battle positions. Time to show them why we have the titles of Witcher. The future continued cruising in peace before encountering a brief night once more. After Klein entered the dream world, he found himself in his original position, by Cat Leia. He was just about to look at the projection of the Giant King's court opposite the side of the mountain when he suddenly heard Cat Leia ask, "Have you met her?" Klein acknowledged tersely, without hiding the truth. "She's on the ship?" Cat Leia asked. "Yes. You have very deep feelings for her." "That's right. I was by her side before I was 3. That's what they say, but I no longer have any memories of that. She taught me, and she held me by my hand as we adventured. She watched me grow up. To me, she's my captain, my teacher, and my mother." As Cat Leia spoke, she fell silent. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. I just need to go blow my nose. I literally can't fucking breathe. Hold on. I'll be right back with him. 2 seconds. You want a trailer for the Aurora Order? Fuck that. I mean, Romero does, but... Dr. Z, how's it going? I thought you were going back to your original, no? Okay. Upon glancing at the silent Cattleya, Klein felt a little awkward. He didn't speak again as he turned and jumped off the boulder. He literally said, "Wow, this is awkward. Alright, I'm gonna leave." He walked into the black cloister through the half-open door. In the square, surrounded by the gloomy tower, there were remnant fires. Gigantic arrows embedded in the ground, with the end of their shaft slowly wobbling in the wind. Frank was still digging and planting, but there wasn't any food by his feet anymore, but a fresh pool of blood and flesh. "What expressions do you plan on performing?" Klein asked. "Plenty," Frank said in excitement. "For example, all I need is one ox that can satisfy the meat requirement for the entire ship. Every time a piece of meat is sliced off, it will regrow new flesh again." Why oxen meat again? Klein was momentarily unable to provide a response. All he could do was silently draw a crimson moon inwardly. Why inwardly? Why couldn't he just be a believer of the Church of Storm, no? Along the way, he encountered Otolov, who was reading on the ground, Nina, who was almost taking off her clothes due to inebriation, Heath, who was hiding silently in the shadow of a corner before arriving at the hall. At some point in time, Anderson had conjured a reclining chair and was leisurely lying on it. "Would you give it a try?" "What, the oxen?" "Yeah, probably." We're finally about to leave these cursed waters. It will be another 2 nights and noons. Seeing Gehrman enter, the strongest hunter sighed. "As long as we leave this area, then I won't have any remnant problems." Klein originally wanted to tell him to shut up, but since he was talking about himself and no one else, he couldn't be bothered. He asked in passing, "Are you from Intes?" "Barely. My father is from Intes. My mother is from Seagar." "Then do you believe in the EBS or God of Knowledge?" "My faith was originally the God of Knowledge and Wisdom. But the priests are too despicable. Now, when you eat that ox meat, it will regenerate inside your stomach, making a new ox inside you." Okay. You know how Deadpool has like really cool regeneration, but when he gets like his arm cut off, he grows a new arm and the arm doesn't grow a new Deadpool? Yeah, kind of like that, dumbass. I'm sorry, that was maybe a little mean. My faith was originally the God of Knowledge, but the priests are too despicable. Just because I failed my examination, they ignored my ordinarily handsome face and treated me as an idiot. I'm just better at other topics. My intelligence is in no way lacking. My eye for aesthetic and my basic foundation in drawing has always been excellent. Before becoming a hunter, my dream was to be an artist. Hey, good for you, dude. After coming to the sea, my faith is more or less the Lord of Storm. In the depths of the mural, he heard a door opening. Anderson just mentioned about successfully leaving these waters. Klein felt an inexplicable urge to facepalm as he focused his gaze on the source of the sound. Gustav PV just dropped? Kind of. Unless it's a new PV that, other than the one we saw, Zerf. It's a fucking shit post, is what it is, really. Church of Knowledge is... Okay. A Nightwalker? That's called, discriminatory, not racist. Following that, he saw a man in short linen robes running out of the depths of the hall. Leo Master. Leo Master's good side. Klein recognized the man and immediately discovered a tall figure surface in the depths of the Hall of the Murals. Chris, how's it going, man? Long time no see. Do I even count it in my bingo card? No, you don't. Unless you had a thing that said shit posting. The figure was dressed in thick, heavy black armor. His eyes emitted a deep redness. He held a huge sword as he chased after Leo Master. His metallic boots hit the ground repeatedly, releasing clear and hurried sounds. It's the real Leo Master. The main persona of a Saint of Darkness. Klein saw the two figures approaching as he instinctively turned to his side and retreated. He held himself to the hall's wall before realizing that Anderson had leaped up from his reclining chair at some point in time, clinging to the other side of the wall. Sensing Gehrman's gaze, Anderson grinned. So you are the same as me. Who's the same as you? This isn't cowardice. If you weren't around, I would have taken out the Sea God Scepter and fought the Saint of Darkness. I've always been considering what would happen in the real world if I were to help the good Leo Master. Yes, there are crew members from the future outside, but if Leo Master's main persona really goes mad, Queen Mystic will definitely take action. That was Roselle's PV. It was in a shitpost. Disagree. Klein is capping so hard. Nah, Klein would have fought him. Especially if nothing else, just to digest the Faceless Potion again. I'd have been like, fuck it. You know what? Gehrman, don't hide from nobody. Old Neil, this is actually a diary. Simplified Chinese. Unrestrained. Oh, thank you, Metatronus. Thank you. You're the GOAT, dude. It shouldn't be a coincidence that these two fellows left their own dreams and came here. Both parties already came very close in the real world. Perhaps someone has directed the good Leo Master over. Queen Mystic? Leo Master, who was dressed in short linen robes, saw the two men ahead. He wanted to cry for help, but in the blink of an eye, he discovered that the two of them had escaped to the ends of the hall, as though they didn't wish to participate. He desperately ran as he rushed out the halls of murals. The redness in the armored Leo Master's eyes darkened. He continued his pursuit, ignoring Klein and Anderson. By the time they left the hall, Klein, who had some theories in mind, didn't hesitate to take a stride forward and rush out like a hunting leopard. The Roselle stuff, Walter? Yeah, I saw it. It's on Tencent Video? Wait, actually? Is there something else? Or is Walter just fucking debating me? It's not a shitpost this time? I don't even know how the fuck I would get to... I don't even know how the fuck I would... It's the non-Douyon version? Oh, cool. Okay. Never mind. Walter. Neon Square. Thank you, guys. Anderson raised his hand and grabbed at thin air, failing to stop Gehrman in time. Oh, we actually have something. Never mind. We actually have something. Holy shit. Oh shit, oh shit. Thank you, username. And Ramiro, of course. Good lord, this is some dog shit quality. What the fuck? Dude, you're telling me 1080p is only for VIP? This is cancerous. See? See? This is why everyone wants America to win. China. God, get it together. Even I can't even do 720. 720 needs an account. This is crazy. Okay, fine. Fine, 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 fine. This is what you want, okay? Fine, this is what you get. There is something what they post. Thank you, Metatronus. Yes, okay. Okay, Roselle PV reaction. Let's go. I'm going to keep this sort of small because you're kidding, right? It's literally the full version of what I saw. He's recognizing it's simplified Chinese. Why is the audio so buffering? What is this? Oh, Roselle. Oh, he does look cool. God damn it, this diminishes my image of Roselle. I imagine him as a shit poster. Twitter has 720? Okay, we'll watch it on Twitter after this. I'm already here. I didn't expect him to be so straightforward and unrestrained. Okay, yeah, so, okay, it's literally the, okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, see, this is why everyone wants America to win. Just let me watch it in 720p, Pro. I'm not asking for a lot. 720p in 2025? Come on. Taste of Day. True. The Emperor of shit posting. I know, Roselle looks way better than I'd want him to. Why is this buffering so hard? What the fuck? There's like, this is Roselle, this is a diary or something. Or this is a notebook, rather, I think is the official words, because no one else knew it was a diary. And then Klein takes this and he goes, simplified Chinese? I don't know what the hell the rest of it, because that's a lot of words to say simplified Chinese. That's why I prefer Bilibili. Dude, I don't know. Bilibili is better. That's or Weibo, I guess. I don't know how Weibo or Bilibili, I don't know how any of this works, okay? All of this looks so cool, or I assume it would in 1080p. Got it. In 720, it just looks like dog shit. But in fairness, everything looks like dog shit in 720p. Oh, he looks so cool. For someone who did nothing original in his entire fucking life, he looks so cool. He looks too cool, okay? He should look not as cool. Bad take, perhaps, but... this is like Klein reading the journal to a specific date and hearing it was like just October 19th or whatever the fucking date is. Think like, oh, the lady is so beautiful. Best man from Intest. Don't even joke about that. The man single-handedly aura farmed for the entire Savant pathway. Okay, Roselle did a lot. I don't know if he aura farmed, homie. Bro carried the 5th epoch. He was the what? I think that sounds like a bit much now. No better emperor than Roselle. Fair enough. Okay. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll just get that uploaded to the channel. I think we're out of fight time, so I'll put it to regular. I'll put it to regular music, not fight music. Give me 2 seconds. Early, bro's life 200 years ago, actually less. Yeah, I think it was like 150, right, technically? So beautiful. I really hope old Neil could have more time to. I know. Roselle has an arrow named after him. He's one of my goats. Every chapter he talks, I'm listening. Every chapter he talks, we're listening because he's dropping because he's dropping information, bro. Not because I like Roselle. If Savant and Planter actually locked in, they might be able to solve world hunger. True. That's actually kind of true. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Roselle slander? That's too much. That's not glazing, bro. That's literally saying like if a mid sequence planter and not apprentice, what the fuck is it? Savant locked in, they could do it. What do you mean you don't like Roselle? He's a fucking bro. Come on. Emperor Roselle. I feel like it's fair to say you don't like Roselle now. The guy is... He don't be doing a lot, you know? Roselle deserves slander? Yeah, I know. Thank you. I mean, I don't know why, but yet, presumably. But... all the same, you know? He deserves it. Fuck him. I love Roselle. He's my favorite character. For shame, Ebby. For shame. The plagiarist. The plagiarist. True. Thank you. Polo and Jory, I don't think I've seen you here before. How you doing? Okay. Roselle. Okay, give me 2 seconds and then we'll just get this uploaded, okay? You know what? I feel okay. So we'll go until we have to get to 676, okay? Fuck, this is so... It's such bad quality. I don't want to use this as my thumbnail. God, this is such bad quality. Fuck. He's, Bernadette learned how to... No. True. Bernadette learned how to knock because of that. Is crazy. I agree with Metatronus. He's gone for good. Y'all can't defend without spoil. Exactly. So, by default, you have to agree with me. Is that how that works? Probably not, but do I care? No. I wouldn't. I defending Roselle, but if you were in his place, wouldn't you have done the same thing? Oh yeah, for sure, but I'm an animal. Don't go by what I do. Be better than me. Now, the really intelligent among you might be thinking, wait a second. Didn't he just say to Easy that he's not an animal? Yeah, I fucking lied, bro. We all would be like Roselle. Okay, Polo, enjoy her. Okay, let's calm down, shall we? God damn. Maybe not that far. Roselle advanced the world into the Iron Age, stolen knowledge or not? Okay. Kind of true. Kind of true. Not even kind of, it's just true actually, never mind. It's just true. But here's the question. Should he get the credit for it? That part I don't know. You know what I mean? He should get the credit for it? Why do you think he should get the credit for it? I'm curious. Is there really a Roselle PV? Yes, there is, Papal. If you're interested, it's on Twitter. If you want to watch it on stream, just go back like, I don't know, 5 minutes and it'll be there. He just stood on the shoulders of giants? That's true. But the reason why we like people who stand on the shoulder of giants is because they give them their due. Like, oh my god, like, you know, like Isaac Newton was like, I'm only able to achieve as much as I do because I stand on the shoulder of giants. If Isaac Newton was an asshole who was like, I did this all because I'm goated, brother, yeah, you'd be like, that guy's a dickhead. Even though Isaac Newton basically didn't have a lot of shoulders to stand on, the guy was basically goated. He still said like, no, I'm just a little itty bitty fellow, you know, going about my day, you know, just doing my best. The guy was actually goated. Klein would have lost control without the toilets. True. Klein is just randomly walking down the streets after taking the seer potion. Drinks the seer potion, is like, he thinks he has it, steps into shit, just immediately loses control. True. Alright, let's get back to reading. I apologize for all the wait, guys. Okay. This guy was, Anderson raised his right hand to try to grab Gehrman, but failed. This guy was rather rational a minute ago. Why did he suddenly go insane? Did he discover something? What a strange person, Anderson thought. I hesitated for a few seconds, then instinctually chose to follow. Yeah, because Anderson is a beta. That's why he's following the alpha Gearman. Am I this annoying? No, but I'm choosing to be right now. They chased all the way to the Black Cloister. They arrived at the region where the Admiral of Stars was. Klein saw the linen-robed Leo Master circling around the boulder. Then he took the opportunity and faced the projection of the Giant King's court on the opposite side of the mountains, and prayed, the Lord that created everything, the omniscient and omnipotent. After making another circle, the good Leo Master began chanting. You are the source of everything. You are the beginning and the end. You are the god of gods, the ruler of the vast astral world. The only goated people are Nikola Tesla and Stephen Hawking. Hold on, you don't put Einstein on that list? You don't put Sir Isaac Newton on that list? With the honor, you don't put, oh, for fuck's sakes, what the fuck was his name? You don't put Oppenheimer on that list? There's so many people. Yeah, I'll write it down. I know. With the honorific name spoken, the sea of clouds that separated the two mountains stirred before slowly splitting apart, revealing a deep crevice at the bottom. Schrödinger? No, not Schrödinger. Schrödinger was like, if I kill this cat, but I never look to confirm it's dead, the cat is both dead and not dead. Like, really, motherfucker? You think so? Not that clever, okay? The projection of the Giant King's court on the opposite side suddenly sucked up the frozen dusk that was extremely distant. Roselle is good because he steals from previous millionaire IPs. You're saying Roselle is good because he's stealing from the rich? He's Robin Hood? That's the argument? So that, Your Honor, is why... That, Your Honor, is why Jay Schlatt didn't kill that man in 99. True. You just suck and didn't understand it. You suck, bro. However, nothing happened after that. Klein seemed to figure out something as he turned his head to look at the buildings near the Black Cloister. He saw that behind the clean, floor-to-ceiling window, the beautiful but distant Queen Mystic Bernadette was watching everything in silence. Don't you dare slander in quantum physics. I'm not slandering quantum physics. Schrödinger is not the... It's fine. You know what? This is like trying to fucking argue a quantum entanglement with people who saw like a 4-minute YouTube video on it. Like, fuck me, dude. Okay, never mind. She was indeed the one who made the good Leo Master escape and arrive here. Since a listener from the Aurora Order was able to bring a little Jack into the Forsaken Land of the Gods, it doesn't make sense that the Saint of Darkness can't. When there's no path ahead, and with him seeing the projection of the Giant King's court, Leo Master's personality, a split personality, will definitely wish to escape into it. Hence, he demonstrated the way to enter the Forsaken Land of the Gods to the person observing in secret. Klein retracted his gaze with great certainty. Roselle is goaded because Queen Mystic. That is actually the best. Argument anyone has made, IA. As for why Leo Master didn't succeed, he believed it was because it wasn't the right location. Nagito, aren't you like 15, bro? He needs to be deep in those waters. He needs to find a particular spot that is surrounded by danger and darkness. Then, only by chanting the honorific name of the City of Silver's creator in the dream brought about by night, will the passage that's hidden in the projection of the Giant King's court be opened. Following that, no one can enter with the aid of a dream, bringing one's body and ship to transmigrate through the fog that mixes reality and illusion, so as to reach the shores of the Forsaken Land of Gods. Klein thought of certain possibilities. I made so many good arguments, but you ignore? No, I agree. The Queen Mystic argument is reasonable. I agree with you. Nagita grew years because the quantum entanglement. Despite being grown up, she's a brat. Okay, hold on. Call me crazy. Call me crazy, but the fog that mixes reality and illusion makes me think of the Grey Fog. Grey Fog, the true creator, the City of Silver's creator have something to do with one another? Perchance? I don't know. Do I say that every time fog is mentioned? Probably. Will I stop? No. To him, the method of entering the forsaken land of the gods wasn't something he needed to care about. If he wished to do so, once he advanced to sequence 4 and truly obtained a certain level of godhood, he could get the little son to set up a descent or bestowment ritual for him to directly descend. True. However, if he used this to reverse engineer the way to leave the forsaken land of the gods, it'd be very useful. This was priceless for the City of Silver. From the looks of it, the key to leaving the forsaken land of the gods is really in the giant king's court. But as to what it is, there's no way to know. Amidst his thoughts, pea vines rapidly grew out of the soil, instantly turning the area outside the Black Cloister into a green forest. And it forcibly separated the Saint of Darkness's main and good persona. So Queen Mystic is able to fucking is able to create vines? What the fuck is this power? Then Klein saw through the gaps of the pea vines that Cattleya stood up. She was no longer sitting there. Let me just copy the incantation of the true creator into my, not the true creator, of the City of Silver's creator into my notes. Where's my notes? God, there's so many fucking... I had so many things open at the same time. Give me a second. I had like 400 fucking tabs open at the same time. And then I'm like, oh my god, why is my fucking RAM all used all the time? It's like, motherfucker, have you seen what you're doing to your computer? This is crazy. Wait, what the fuck? I made the wrong video public. I'm so stupid. Okay, that's funny. Okay, let's go. Okay. Derek first did a roll before he jumped, cleaving down the giant's leg, which was covered in short black hair. Stimulated silver lightning smote down, causing the single-eyed monster to tremble as he stood rooted to the ground. Mr. Fool's farts reached the dream realm? True. Guys, is it really that hard to talk about stuff that hasn't happened? I don't know. Bright and pure... Derek didn't miss this opportunity as he opened up his arms. Bright and pure holy light descended and enveloped the giant. In the brilliance, the monster collapsed with a tragic cry. After a series of battles, Derek discovered that the monster produced by the strange afternoon were all afraid of intense light despite their different traits. Such an experience had allowed him to avoid injuries, allowing his teammates to keep their lives. I ain't even get... Where's Romero working overtime here? You go for a minute, you did like... Nightwalker, truly our strongest soldier. when Devil isn't here anyway. After such an experience allowed him to avoid injuries, allowing his teammates to keep their lives. After a while, Colin finished the strongest monster. Afternoon Town was restored to silence. All the candlelights were already extinguished. Colin surveyed the area before sighing. Let's regroup before we set up camp. At that moment, the team that had gathered together had been reduced to a third. There were only 6 people. Wait, there were 18 people who came here and 12 of them died? Colin Iliad's true goal was actually the Giant King's court, but their encounter in Afternoon Town had made him realize that the exploration couldn't be done in haste, because the Giant King's court might hold deep secrets about the Cataclysm, with unimaginable dangers. Therefore, he needed half a year, maybe more, perhaps even 2 years of preparation and preliminary explorations before he could attempt it. 673. Wait, you said he ended on 676, so I have to go to 677. Is that right, Roselle? Oh, Roselle. Ramiro. Fuck. Sorry, Roselle's on my mind. The layers of pea vines that appeared as though they were capable of weaving into a staircase into heaven dropped and shrank back into the soil. Is Roselle with us right now? Shut up, Be it the Saint of Darkness's main persona or Leomaster's good side, they vanished. Only Cattleya stood at the top of the boulder, surveying her surroundings. Queen Mystic threw Leomaster's main and good side into his own dream. Or did she pull them somewhere else in an attempt to understand their unique traits? So Ramiro's Intesian? Intesian? Indian? Coincidence? I think not. It seems impossible to pull these two personalities into different dreams, otherwise Queen Mystic would have long conversed with the good Leomaster individually, as well as agree to help him defeat the devil in exchange for relevant information, without going through so much trouble. Why you do this to me? Because it's fucking funny. You guys are so mean to me too, it's only fair I reciprocate. Of course, to truly kill off the Saint of Darkness's main persona, perhaps one will have to enter the dangerous ruins in the real world. Even Queen Mystic wouldn't dare, as it might produce an evil queen who abides by do as you wish and do as you harm. Don't you dare compare that godforsaken country with my... I love how Nightwalker is saying Intes is so much worse than India, and Ramiro is saying the opposite. I love that. Klein turned his head once again, looking at the nearby buildings. He saw the figure that belonged to Bernadette vanish. Klein did an attempt to seek her out, to figure out if Queen Mystic had obtained more information from Leomaster's good side. This was because he remembered Gehrman's core persona, Mr. Fool's Blessed. And the Admiral of Stars knew very well that in Mr. Fool's tarot gathering, the sun came from the City of Silver. To say that Mr. Fool didn't know the method of entering the Land of Gods was unbelievable. Intes go, I know what kind of man you are now, Chris. Therefore, as a blessed, Gehrman lacked the motivation to delve deeper. There are many matters where the case is true that a persona which brings you success will make you fail. This is a flaw for Faceless. Klein retracted his gaze and looked back at the projection of the Giant King's court on the opposite mountain, only to realize that the frozen sunset was slowly returning to the horizon. Intes's capital, to say the least, crazy. On the same mountain, the boulder remained standing as Cattleya slowly sat down again, hugging her knees. And what is one thing everyone uses? What is one word that everyone uses to describe Delhi? Crazy. Checkmate. Confirmed. Noon and night switched thrice, but the actual amount of time that had passed in the outside world was just the daytime of a single day. The future circled around the dangerous ruins and dodged the latent dangers hidden in the safe sea routes before arriving near the entrance of those waters. Klein and company once again saw the ruins, which was mostly submerged from the seawater from the very beginning. Previously, they could hear loud and clear panting sounds. Bloodless even painfully pointed out that a corpse was hidden in those ruins, and that corpse was their source of the panting. At that moment, the ruin that hid immense dangers no longer brought fear to the people on board, but joy, because it meant they were about to leave the ridiculous and terrifying waters. At some point, Nina already climbed up to the tall crow's nest and said loudly, "There's a ship." Ship? Klein circled around Anderson, who was blocking him, and approached the shipboard. Indeed, on the right side of the stacked stones in the stone column, there was an ordinary three-mast sailboat stopped by it. Or docked by it, stopped by it, silly. As there was something in the way, it was difficult for the people on board the future to notice it if they weren't viewing it from a high angle. The sailboat floated there without a single sailor on board. It made the silence terrifying. It was as though it was all eaten by the ruin. Anderson came over. In these waters, one mustn't go unless one knows. A person who dares outline the mural of an angel of fate doesn't have the right to say that. Your treasure hunting team claimed to be rich in experience, but in the end, you're the only one left. I don't know. Seriously, I still think that Anderson's been totally fine, but I still think there's something wrong with Anderson. I don't know. At this moment, Cattleya came to the deck. During this entire process, she didn't give Gehrman a glance, as though he didn't exist. After a brief moment of silence, Cattleya raised her hand to remove the glasses on her nose. The deep purple hue in her eyes swirled as though she was trying to outline one complex symbol after another. A pair of eyes suddenly appeared above the empty sailboat, a pair of illusory, transparent, dark purple eyes. The pair of eyes slowly moved and circled the deck before entering. This Beyonder power is useful. Speaking of which, based on the means demonstrated by Queen Mystic and the Admiral of Stars, the Beyonder powers of a Mystery Prior have some highlights of fairy tale. Man, Queen Mystic might be able to turn people into frogs? Also, is the mystery prying of a Mystery Prior demonstrated here on the eyes? Admiral of Star's eyes are somewhat odd. I have to take note. Klein silently made a guess as he waited the outcome of Cattleya's remote exploration. After a while, the purple hue in Cattleya's eyes dimmed. "There's a problem inside," she turned to Anderson and Frank, and said. As she spoke, she took out a handful of colorful powder from her warlock robe and threw them outwards. The powder didn't scatter on the ground and instead formed a realistic color picture. The picture's background appeared like a captain's cabin. There's a picture on the desk and a portrait on the wall, depicting the same person. He was a man from Fasak, broad shoulders, light blonde hair, and blue eyes. He was a man he had seen before. Back when he was in Nas, an adventurer had been pursued by the second mate of the King of Immortality, Kirchis, and ran into in the Ladrell bar to seek help from the members of the Adventure Association. At that moment, among the powerhouses who stood up to provide protection was a muscular man from Fasak. Klein found him rather strong and placed him at Sequence 6 at the very least. Why would a ship suddenly enter these waters? Why would he rashly explore a dangerous ruin? No, Ramiro is a demoness. Amidst his puzzlement, Klein carefully observed the supernatural picture on the deck. This time he saw a pool of blood on the floor, and beside the blood were a few words, "The Fountain of Unaging," written in Facesack. What? I'm a morning stream specialist? Kind of. Actually, that's actually kind of true. Wait, what time is it for you, Nightwalker? The last character had a drawn-out mark of blood before it was connected to clear smudges that extended outwards towards the door. Klein's mind seemed to be capable of restoring the actual scene. The Sequence 6 Facesack man suffered a sudden attack and fell to the ground, injured. He tried his best to write down the source of his encounter, but just as he finished the first few words, he was held by the legs or head by some unknown entity and pulled away. What do you think about Fountain of Unaging? It's morning from me, but I'm talking from your POV? Oh, I see, okay. Fountain of Unaging. It immediately makes me think of Fountain of Unaging from Seven Deadly Sins, Bon, the sin of greed, I think he was. Maybe he was gluttony. No, I think it was greed. It also makes me think of a demoness of unaging. I don't know. Considering how the red words weren't wiped away, Klein suspected that the entity that dragged the adventurer wasn't a living person. It should be the corpse of that ruin, he thought. The Fountain of Unaging. They came here looking for the Fountain of Unaging? Anderson said in excitement. Well, clearly they didn't find it, Frank said. He also looked forward to the Fountain of Unaging, believing that the fountain's waters could create a qualitative change to his various experiments. Okay, thanks for popping by, Varshan. See ya, buddy. Fountain of Unaging. Slaughterer Curtius was the one chasing after the young adventurer back then. Second mate of the King of Immortality. Rumor has it that the King of Immortality once drank from the waters of Unaging. Curtius even warned me, Gehrman, not to interfere with the adventurer's matters, claiming that it was the will of the king. The young adventurer obtained the secrets of the Fountain of Unaging from one of the King of Immortality's aides, and he was thus pursued. Later, the protection of some of the strongest members of the Adventurers Association, he barely escaped from Curtius. Later, to hide from the King of Immortality and seek the Fountain of Unaging, he chose to adventure to these waters, and then was wiped out. Could it be the Fountain of Unaging is hidden deep in that ruin? As he temporarily had no way to verify his theory, nor did he know if the whose corpse was buried there, he didn't have the urge to explore. I can ask Will Ossepton or Eridus. Perhaps the Fountain of Unaging is the pus produced by that corpse, Klein guessed. That's disgusting. At this moment, Cattleya, who heard Anderson and Frank's conversation, thought and said, if their death was caused by their search of Fountain of Unaging, I don't believe that the owner of the portrait and picture would have the motivation to leave behind accurate information before his death. After all, the people who actually find him here wouldn't be his family. Makes sense. If I were in his shoes and I encountered a monster, I wouldn't think of providing any hints to others. Cattleya then looked at Anderson and Frank, who wore a look of anticipation, and said, a successful adventure is the result of detailed intel and sufficient preparation. We have neither. Continue sailing. Leave these waters. Aye, aye, Captain, Nina said. A few minutes later, the descent and ascent that violated common sense happened once again. But the prepared members on the future were no longer in a sorry state like before. They easily overcame the stimulating scene of jumping over the ravine and being sent flying. Soon, the future landed over the blue seas, and a distant and a distance away was the gigantic storm blotting out the sky. Not far away, there was another ship floating there silently. The Death Announcer, the flagship of the King of Immortality, Agalito. At this moment, Klein no longer felt fear or horror, but excitement. With Queen Mystic on board, and with no need to hide this time, she, with me and Cattleya Anderson, and the crew of the future will have a chance of wiping out the crew of the King of Immortality. Food for creeping hunger has been found, and a candidate for a marionette. At this moment, the Death Announcer suddenly turned around, moving away at unprecedented speed. It fled? Klein said with a blank look. Soon, the Death Announcer vanished from his line of sight. They said, nah, I don't want that smoke, brother. Oh, we're finally done with our adventure on the sea for now. I always read his name as Admiral Agalito. Why? Okay, guys. Can you guys give me 2 minutes? I'm just gonna go run down and make some more tea. It's the only thing allowing me to get through. I literally can't talk without it. And then we'll come back and do the last 4. Okay. Give me 2 minutes, and then I'll be right back. No? Okay. Well, it's too late. Username. Get fucked. We're back. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. We're so back. Alright, let's go. Oh god, that's good. Okay. Why only 677? Okay, hold on. Did you run up the stairs? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. That was way too fast. I just had the thought. Klein looked at the undulating surface of the sea, temporarily unable to gather his thoughts. You want me to go to 678, Celestial? Yeah, we should be able to do that. Unless my throat really hurts and I like have to stop. I think I should be fine with that, but we'll see. Okay. Amidst his thoughts, he came up with a theory. King of Immortality, Argalito's second mate, Slaughter Kirchus, is suspected to be a devil or a desire apostle. He possesses the Beyonder powers to detect danger ahead of time. Then, would the King of Immortality be a demigod of the devil pathway? And that's why once the crew of the future possessed the actual strength to deal him harm, he immediately sensed the danger, and he didn't hesitate to retreat. Okay, just so I know, Celestial, is there anything like worth in 678 where it's like, okay, like I should do it in this chapter because it's like cool, or is it or is there another reason? The Beyonder power of the devil pathway is too useful. Trying to ensnare the King of Immortality or his first or second mate is basically impossible. Klein looked regretfully at Anderson. Peak chapter? Okay, dope. The strongest hunter still showed a clear, warped expression, as though he was reeling in despair that his bad luck hadn't decreased. He was also surprised that the death announcer would flee with its tail between its legs. He darted his eyes as he looked with the guess, seemingly coming to a conclusion. Unfortunately, Anderson's bad luck isn't strong enough, or he could have been sacrificed to bait the King of Immortality. Isn't that the correct usage of a provoker? He's so mean. Just as he pushed open the wooden door, he saw a familiar figure standing there. Queen Mystic, Bernadette. Ma'am, did your father not teach you? Don't enter someone's room without knocking. Without waiting for him to say a word, Bernadette said, the matters from before have verified a theory of mine. What theory? Argalito's Fountain of Unaging is a scam. If there was a Fountain of Unaging, it would have been a main ingredient of a Demoness of Unaging, or something that would be produced from their corpse. Therefore, any man who claims to have drunk from the Fountain of Unaging is lying. Fountain of Unaging. Demoness of Unaging. It does match. Klein thought for a few seconds and deliberately said in a ruminative tone, scam. King of Argalito's Fountain of Danger is in order to lure adventurers to enter dangerous waters and die. It has strong vibes of a devil. Queen Mystic nodded and said this might be part of the ritual that Argalito needs for his advancement to Sequence 4, or the action needed to digest the Sequence 4. Because Sequence 4 of his pathway is Demon. Oh shit, oh my god. Dude, the criminal pathway just gets cooler and cooler. Damn it. I was trying to move away from my criminal tendencies, but every time I try to run away, they bring me back in. No. Sequence 4 Demon. Oh my god. How do I say no? God. Yeah, they keep pulling me back in with these devil triggers, man. Goddamn. Demon sounds deceitful. Creating treasure to scam others does match the style of a demon. At this moment, Queen Mystic turned around and cast her gaze towards Gehrman's eyes. It's my turn? Klein deliberated. According to the analysis of my limited diary entries, Emperor Roselle suffered an extreme predicament in his later years, forcing him to come up with an idea of attempting something crazy. I still think devil is cooler than demon. Disagree. Disagree. Sequence 4 demon versus sequence 4 demon hunter. Unfortunately, I think a demon hunter would win. All the same. Demon's cooler. In this aspect, he was frank, because the diary entries he retrieved up to date didn't reveal what Emperor wished to do in his later years, or what predicament he was in. Therefore, by providing this information and hinting it to Bernadette to know the truth, she had to hand over the diary entries of Roselle's critical period to Cattleya. Bernadette remained silent for a few seconds. As the dark clouds moved through the sky, allowing the sunlight to shine in, the queen that reigned over the 5 seas suddenly dissociated like bubbles, shattering and disappearing. If not for the hidden sage, the mystery pathway is really interesting. He activated his spirit vision of spirit body threads, but didn't discover any additional threads. Bernadette had already left. Devil slams in coolness while demon is powerful. Agreed. By devil, I assume you mean devil hunter, but oh, I see. Devil slamming. Oh, you're saying the name devil is cooler, but oh, oh, never mind. I see. Okay. Just as he was about to lie in bed, he heard brisk footsteps. Who is it? Klein sat up. It's me, Cattleya said. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Klein went over, feeling puzzled, opening the door. Coming out of these waters doesn't bring us back to where we entered. We're less than 100 nautical miles from Toscarter Island. It will take 2 to 3 days from to Nas. Where do you wish to return to? The entrance and exit are different? Oh, Klein was surprised. Then is it possible to enter those waters from this place? No, we will directly fall into that bottomless ravine. According to the results of divination, people who did so are dead in the true sense of the word. Ugh. Klein thought before saying Toscarter Island. The reason why he didn't choose Nas was because they were close to the next tarot gathering, and he didn't wish to do something that took plenty of time on the future. Furthermore, Toscarter Island was the easternmost colony of the Lone Kingdom. The currency they used was pounds. Klein no longer had to worry about exchange. Alright, Cattleya had no views. Watching her turn and walk to the captain's cabin, Klein shook his head. If you came earlier, you might have met Queen Mystic. The monster, hunter, everything else is relevant. Alright, if you said those words if you said that same sentence when Milos was here, he would have just been like, Monster Hunter, let's go! But he's not here. I think. Is he? No, he's not here. In the evening, the future arrived at the port of Toscarter Island. Klein, dressed up as a gentleman, carried his suitcase and came to deck. He then handed over the final payment to Cattleya. After subtracting the pugilist beyond her characteristic worth £700, the total was £1,300. As such, Klein's wealth had reduced to £8,436 and 5 gold coins. Holy fuck, bro, you penny pincher bitch. Meso, don't do this, okay? We can't have 2 people constantly saying sanguine instead of vampire, okay? Either you can do it or Dr. Z can do it. We can't have both of you. This is crazy. Cattleya received it in silence and opened her mouth as though she wanted to say something, but ultimately didn't. Are you getting off here or going somewhere else? She turned to look at Anderson. Realizing that Gehrman was about to leave and that he was on a pirate ship, Anderson immediately smiled. I'll get off here. You can now make payment, Cattleya said. Alright. Anderson didn't hide his heart-aching expression. This is, as he reached out and pulled off an ordinary button from the middle of his shirt. This is what I acquired from those waters. It's from the corpse that originated from an explorer of the Lone Military. I'm not sure if its original name, but I can only call it by its corresponding sequence 6 due to the power it exhibits. Judge. Sequence 6 Judge. Sequence 6 Judge would be sequence 6 of the Arbiter pathway, I would assume. Arbiter. It would make sense because I know 987, so I'm going to guess Judge. Its negative effects aren't especially strong. It makes its wearer easily offend people or monsters. Perhaps one might end up targeted by a demigod. This isn't something that you can call especially strong. If I were the Admiral of Stars, I would have chosen that sword of yours, Klein lampooned, as he watched Catleya receive Anderson's payment. He didn't bother with their affairs as he lifted his suitcase and left the future, arriving at the pier of Tosscarter Island. Anderson leaped off the deck and landed beside Klein. Let's get some drinks to celebrate our departure from those cursed waters. Klein swept his gaze at him, refusing his offer with his eyes. All he wanted to do was put distance between him and this unlucky fellow. All right, Anderson looked to his side. Can you lend me some money? As you know, everything I had was sunk in those waters. Having said that, he laughed. Don't worry, I'll return what I owe tomorrow morning. There are plenty of pirates in Tosscarter's Island, Tosscarter's bars and brothels. I plan to get them to sponsor me. Extort those without bounties while cashing those with? Klein tessed inwardly and handed him a 5 solai note. That little? It's enough for your drinks and hotel. Besides, this is £1 in cash. £1? Anderson rubbed his eyes and said, all right, it's £1. I'll return £1 to you tomorrow. Bro, Klein is such a bitch. He's making a 7 solai difference, and he's like, oh yeah, we're doing a good job. Bro, you have 8,000 pounds and you're trying to make 7 solai? This is the equivalent of you having $8,000 in your account and then you try to get 70 cents of interest. What a bitch. Bro. In fairness, I also think Anderson is kind of a bitch. Like, bro, you're this strong? Just go bring in one bounty right now before you go to bed, and bang, you have plenty of money for hotel and everything else. Like, what the fuck are you doing? 7 solai? Because I think 12 solai is a pound, right? I think I have that. I think I have that right. 1 to 12 to 20 is, I think, the conversion. 7 solai of interest? God, what a broke bitch. And not like broke like he doesn't have money, but broke in like a Andrew Tate, you're a brokey sort of way. Like he has a brokey mindset, you know what I mean? You know that Klein X money is official. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. All the same, highly. 7 solai, are you kidding me? Afraid that Gehrman would go back on his word, Anderson grabbed the 5 solai note and disappeared. Well, 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 he actually took it. I was just saying that in passing to accentuate my persona and let him understand that it isn't so easy to borrow money from me. To him, a Sequence 5 hunter wouldn't starve or have nowhere to go when in a place with plenty of pirates, even if he didn't have any money. He shook his head and was about to leave when he heard a boorish shout, Gehrman! Upon hearing Frank's voice, Klein shuddered. The first mate of the future, poison expert, Frank Lee, with a 7,000 pound bounty. Where will you be most of the time? Where should I write letters to? I want to share my latest results of my research with you. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. This fellow probably doesn't have many friends, and I dare say that many people he thinks of as friends don't treat him as one. To openly Admiral of Stars is still inclined towards Queen Mystic, and she lacks belonging to the Tarot Club to openly develop a snitch at her side. No, a source of intel. It helps in my shock and awe tactics towards her, and it's the kind of Gearman level punishment imposed on her. Klein's thoughts raced as he took out a notepad and pen and used for divination from his pocket. He scribbled down a summoning ritual for his messenger and didn't forget to include the additional requirement of a gold coin. With a whoosh, Klein flicked his wrist, sending the note to Gehrman, or to Frank like a dart. "Excellent," Frank said. Klein didn't delay any further as he picked up his suitcase and left the dock. Looking for a hotel, during this process he was originally very adamant about objecting to Anderson's request to stay in the same hotel, but on second thought he agreed. He was afraid that this person plagued by bad luck would get into trouble again, but he might bring disaster to guests. Therefore, he decided to monitor him up close. After checking in, Anderson went to the room with his key. "Alright, bye username, thanks for staying for so long, buddy. Have a great rest of your night." Or go to bed, actually. Fucking go to bed. After checking in, Anderson went to his room with his key. He sat on a reclining chair as though a heavy burden was released. After leaving those dangerous waters, he felt like a human again. He laid there silently. After a while, he got up, took out a flask, flipped it open, and poured himself some hot water. He believed that he should recollect himself before visiting bars. After drinking some alcohol and filling his stomach, he could seek out some sponsors. After the hot water cooled, Anderson raised his cup and gulped it down. Suddenly he started coughing violently as his face turned purple. "You're kidding. He's gonna die of choking on water?" Anderson reached for his throat, but he didn't seem capable of taking a single breath. After a crashing sound, the glass fell to the floor from his hand, shattering. Anderson's coughing weakened as his face turned even more purple. At that moment, his eyes seemed to produce a spark as his veins... What the fuck? As the veins on the back of his hands squirmed like they were alive. Anderson fell to the ground, convulsing a little before becoming motionless. His breathing even seemed to come to a halt. Seconds later, the corpse-like Anderson got up as he rubbed his face. Damn it! I almost choked to death. If that really happened, I might be the hunter with the most laughable cause of death. Thankfully, I bought this item at great cost. It finally came in handy. Anderson took out a doll formed of straw from a secret pocket in his vest. The doll's surface had already been corroded as pitch-black liquid dripped down. Whoa! Just saw the Roselle PV? Yes, we did. What is this? What sequence would this be? What pathway? This is so cool. In about 8 seconds, it had completely reduced to a liquid. My bad luck hasn't decreased at all. Man, it's gotten even worse. Gehrman told me of a prophecy saying that the most lethal danger lies in day-to-day. No, I need to save myself. I need to save myself. Anderson pulled at the door and walked out. He came straight to Klein's room. Gehrman, who had only taken off his coat, appeared before Anderson. Surprise! Anderson forced a smile. The door closed right in front of him. He was stunned before he muttered to himself, I should really change the way I talk. The door quickly opened as a revolver was pointed at him. Gehrman, I love how Klein is like, motherfucker, you stay away from me or I will put you down. I don't care what you came here for. I just wanted to know if you know any Beyonders who can improve my luck. Too late. I have no idea where Queen Mystic is. Wait, yes you do. The high-ranking guy of the Life School of Thought. Is it that one? Did I get that name right? He's definitely acting more like a provoker than Reaper. Agreed. She didn't leave me a way to contact her. But since my messenger's summoning ritual is known to Frank Lee, it means the Admiral of Stars also knows it, meaning Bernadette knows it. Also, after returning to Backland, I can seek out Sharon's help. Queen Mystic is in her circles. Klein gave Anderson a look of pity. He wasn't fond of Anderson, often mocking him inwardly. After all, Anderson was partially responsible for him losing his cufflink. He had no intention of putting it into practice, that it was to do. If Anderson sought his help, he wouldn't reject him. I can help you out, and I'll get you the answer tomorrow morning, but I suspect you don't have the means to pay me. I'll go make my rounds later, and I have plenty of stashes in the Fog Sea, Anderson said. Meet me tomorrow morning. I hope you can survive till then. Roy, yes, thank you. Wait, no, Roy was the... Roy King? Roy's the apothecary, right? I'm talking about the monsterish fucking high mid or high sequence beyonder that was that tried to bless Klein but fucking failed. The door locked once again. Is that a curse or is he wishing me luck? According to my experience, there shouldn't be any accidents in the next 2 or 3 days. No apothecary was Darkwill? What the fuck was his name? What the fuck was his first name? Oh, Ricardo. Yes, Arthur. It was Ricardo, true. Yes. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Arthur. Archer? Archer or Arthur? There's no H. Arthur. Ricardo the underling. Yes. Inside, Klein returned to his desk. On it was a letter that already had an introduction written, as well as an unfolded paper crane. In regards to Anderson's problem, he already thought of a target to ask. There was no doubt that to resolve the means of a snake of fate, questioning another snake of fate was the best solution. Klein unfolded the paper crane and wrote, "How should the bad luck from my Angel of Fate mural be removed? What's the name of the sequence 4 of the Seer pathway? Where can the formula and main ingredients be found?" Bro, I love how Will was like, "Do not bother me again," and Klein, as soon as he came out of the waters, he's like, "La-di-da-di-da," writing to my best friend. Klein put down the pen, carefully scrutinized his question, and folded the paper crane. After doing all this, he continued writing to Azek. In the letter, he mentioned that he received the help of Cattleya in entering the dangerous easternmost front of the Sonia Sea, and completed the ritual. He also mentioned the encounter with Admiral Hell, and how he suffered a terrible loss. While on topic, he began describing the ring on Admiral Hell's hand, which was suspected to be a relic of the ancient death, and suddenly asked if Azek had any recollection to it. After mentioning this, Klein mentioned in a casual manner about the artificial death project of the Numinous Episcopate, as well as asking if this big shot, if it was feasible. Klein is like the slacker with a bunch of smart friends. True. This is what it was like when I would do my homework, and then like 4 hours before we have to go to class to hand it in, my friends are like, "Hey, you didn't do the homework by chance?" Like, fuck you, dude. I say that, but I actually never did the homework. I messaged people too. I'm lying. I was the person messaging. Finally, he mentioned how he didn't know the subsequent sequences of his pathway or how to obtain those opportunities. Klein began providing a summary of the things to take note of while traveling from those dangerous waters. I wonder if we'll get to go to the Hornaces mountain range soon. Because Bernadette did say that the answer lies at... there's no character name. No, it's Roy King, right? Because Bernadette did say that the answer lies in the Hornaces mountain range, or at the peak of the Hornaces mountain range or something. Klein began providing a description of the summary of things to take note of while traveling those dangerous waters. Roy Mustang, true. My goat. Just burning, I think it was greed, alive, just... Oh, I can fucking die here today, motherfucker. This was to provide Azek information so as to prevent him from suddenly wishing to seek out the remnant ore of ancient death without realizing the lurking dangers. Rumor has it that those waters are filled with the ravings of the true creator. The higher the sequence, the clearer one will hear it, making it easier to be influenced and resulting in madness or loss of control. This is demarcated by sequence 4, but a small number of demigods have found the means to act freely, Klein wrote. After folding the piece of paper, he picked up Azek's whistle, summoned his messenger, and handed the letter over. He brushed his bed and took a bath before getting comfortable. After an unknown period of time, he found himself awake in his dream. Familiarly walking into the depths of the steeple, Klein discovered Will's reply. Friendly reminder, the paper crane is about to tear. Shit. Oh my god, we get the name of sequence 4? Okay, I thought that was going to be way harder. Never mind. The bad luck curse brought about by the mural can be resolved by Ricardo. High sequence formulas from the Seer pathway can only be obtained from the Crazy Zara tool or the Hornaces mountain range. The Crazy Zara tool. If you are the blessed of the Evernight, treat it as though I didn't say it. I don't know what that means. If you are the blessed of the Evernight, treat it as though I didn't say it. What does that mean? Sequence 4 of the Seer pathway is Bizarro Sorcerer. Let's go! Oh my god. Oh my god. I have a feeling Bizarro Sorcerer is going to be my favorite. Because Magician, I adored the powers Klein had as a magician. So Bizarro Sorcerer? Oh my god. I feel like I am going to love Bizarro Sorcerer. I don't know, but considering how much I loved Magician, I have a feeling this is going to be my favorite. 676. Oh shit. Okay, so at least 2 more chapters for sure. Celestial said maybe 3, so I'll try if I can get 3, but no sureties, okay? No assurances. I don't know. My throat hurts a lot. I'm tired. What about switching pathways? Oh, true. Listen, okay. Shit. Okay, Doc. Oh, Dr. Z, no, you're right. Okay, I really did want Klein to switch pathways because I feel like the power of Traveler would be based as fuck to have to travel to Spirit World. But hearing that name, I'm gonna take my step back. I'm gonna say maybe Bizarro Sorcerer is better. I don't know, but damn, oh, it gives me good feelings. It gives me good feelings. I get yes, me too, Justin. That's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking. Klein's Bizarre Adventure. Bizarro Sorcerer? Klein suddenly woke up from his dream and opened to see the dark night. No, it's not noon yet. It's still dangerous, he mumbled. At this moment, he recalled that he had left those waters, and he wouldn't vanish if he woke up in the middle of the night. Divine Bizarro Sorcerer's abilities? That's not how that works, okay, Hailey? I have to ask a very pointed, direct question. Have you not been following the story at all? If you don't provide enough information for the divination will fail. Have you not been reading the story, Hailey? Get it together. God, I expect more of you. You generally ask great stuff, okay? Ask better questions. I have high expectations. It's the kind of stable environment that's good. I have to say that mysteriously vanishing due to not sleeping after dark is something that can be used to scare kids. After a moment of silence, he gulped down a mouthful of water and recovered his ability to think. Zaratul went insane. What did he encounter? What happened to him? Bizarro Sorcerer. The Seer Pathway's main focus is on being tricky, crafty, pranky, and paranormal. Yes, Clown, Magician, Faceless, and Marionettist do give me such feelings. A small reminder, Dunn theorized that all the powers will fuse into Sequence 4. True. Actually, you have a clue about thing? You know what, Thunder? I'm sure I have clues about a lot, man, but I'm dumb, okay? I'm dumb as a brick, so don't even... I don't know, don't have high expectations of me, okay? First, ask if Bizarro Sorcerer have the ability, then ask if it... Yeah, I'm gonna do 80 divinations, Nightwalker, if I start doing that. Fuck you. Username, those are so good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I think Marionettist already OP. I'm withholding judgment from Marionettist, but it seems kind of ass right now, okay? I'm not saying it's gonna be ass. I'm just saying, like, I would not want that power. That's all I'm saying, okay? Is there a mod on chat? If there is, go. Alright, Will's answer down. Yeah, I will. DSV, I don't know if there is. I'll just give you mod powers right now. If there's a spoiler, just feel free to take it off so I don't see it. Okay, hear me out. Newest thing. Newest emoji. This is so cute. This is so good. This is so good. We can do justice, but that seems silly. Money talks, I roar. This is cute. This is cute too. This is cute. Okay. We're gonna do. Okay. Oh my god, these are so good. Last is always in style. Okay. I was going to. Did you give him power? Yes, I did give it to DSV. Oh my god. This is so cute. Can we make this the new... Can we make this the newest emoji for members? This is so cute. Oh my god, I love this. This can be great. Oh my god, those are so good. Username. Oh. I feel like for emojis, we would either have to do this one, Justice, or this one. Those are the three. Or maybe Shiny Things first, but I don't see how... I feel like that wouldn't have too much uses. I feel like these three would be based. Any one of these three, I'd be totally happy with. Justice, if like a bad guy dies, spam Justice, based. I see it, but I sip my tea. When Klein sees some bad shit happening, but is like, I'm not dealing with it, based. Money talks, I roar every time anyone gets a membership or anything. Or any one of these three are so based. Okay, we'll do a thing in Discord later. Oh my god, this is so good. This is so good, dude. Oh, I'm so happy I saw these. According to Will's explanation, there are 2 ways to get the potion. There are 3 ways to get the potion formula. Seek out the secret order and find Zaratul, head to the Hornaces mountain range, or get it from the church. But each one of these options is more dangerous than the other. According to Emperor Roselle, Zaratul was a sequence 2 a long time ago, a true angel. Later, he even advanced to sequence 1. He's equal or slightly weaker than kings of angels. And the crazy him might have gone mad. At the very least, there's no possibility of me convincing or tricking him. Even in terms of pure strength, I wouldn't be Zaratul's match even with Mr. Azek. Audrey's still a mid-sequence beyonder? True. Unless I wait for Will to be born, but if he were to involve himself, there's a small chance the incurring attention of Ouroboros might be had. As for the Hornaces mountain range, the resounding ravings, the setup of the indigenous family, and the rumors of the nation of the Evernight buried deep in there make me feel it isn't simple and likely to be a trap. I don't need to consider the Church of the Evernight. Ignoring the fact that the Holy Cathedral has angels, as well as a bunch of Grade 0 artifacts, just the Backland Diocese where the indigenous family notebook is, has a terrifying demigod. Klein couldn't help but recall Mr. A, who had been erased like a pencil drawing. The beautiful lady whose eyes lack spirituality, she even smiled at me. I have no idea what it means. Wait, I'm so stupid. Klein is so stupid too. Couldn't he just pull Erides down and just ask for a potion formula from Erides? Erides would know. It knows like fucking everything, no? That seems so simple. Getting the stuff would be harder, of course. But like, no? That was to find a... believing that he had one course of action at the present. Find a demigod from the secret order. Compared to the mad Zaratul, I can at least talk to them or deal with them. I can only consider this for now. Klein rapidly turned his thoughts back to how to help Anderson. It's been more than... You won't understand? Oh, never mind. Okay. It's been more than 2 months. I wonder if Ricardo has left Oravi Island. He hasn't summoned my messenger. All this time to inform me of clues of the mystical item. It's not a big deal. Bellman Carnet hasn't left his post. I can find Ricardo through him. You can't ask him everything? How do we know? We haven't even tried. Now, the truth of the matter is you guys know because you've probably read ahead and you know like the limits of Erides or whatever. I'm just saying, I don't know. My first thing before I think of writing to Azek, before I think of writing to Will, would be Erides. Easy. Because Erides wouldn't give me like a, here's the name. Ideally, it would give me the name and the potion. And ideally, it could even tell me where to find the stuff. Like it did with the sealed artifact. You know what I mean? And that's good too. The Life School of Thought hasn't completed their request till now, meaning they haven't made their final payment. They can pay it off by changing Anderson's luck for the better, and I can get money and I can get payment from Anderson. When it comes to a mystical item or a sealed artifact with immense offensive powers, isn't Anderson's sword one? According to the traits showcased by Reaper, I can ignore the item formed after he dies. I'm not some greedy demon either. I'll just take additional fees to tide him over. So mean. Yes, I just realized it too. Why didn't he ask Erides? You also know, but you can't connect the dots? Maybe. I'm just saying, plot hole, okay? For all the good that Cuttlefish has done, Klein would be smart enough to think of Erides first thing here, okay? Klein took out the paper crane from his pocket and unfolded it, carefully erasing it. It really is about to tear. I can use it another 2 times at best, he muttered. As for using the radio transceiver to contact Eridas, he planned on doing so after leaving the pirates' playground. After daybreak, Klein languidly got up and washed up. The knocking on the door interrupted his state of wistfulness. Without his acumen for danger, his spiritual intuition told him it was Anderson. For God's sakes, he lived. Klein test. What do I owe you from yesterday? Anderson grinned. Klein received a gold coin and measured its weight in his hand. There's an answer to your problem. What's the solution? Anderson said. Don't tell me that the answer is that there's no solutions. Oh, I remember. You forget like me? Oh, okay, no problem. I could have forgotten. Am I such a person? I'll just say it's hopeless and wait for your death. Klein lampooned. A demigod that's good at changing one's luck stays in Oravi Island. He owes me a favor. Excellent. So what kind of payment must I make? I need a mystical item with powerful offensive abilities. Do you have any clues? If it exceeds the value of the luck enhancement, I will pay the difference. I have an item. It's a powerful power that can deal lethal damage. Its negative effects aren't bad either. It sleeps, eats, and has some bad luck. Easily attracting monsters and enemies. Occasionally will be talkative and make an off-putting joke. To be frank, my death brachydont? Brachydont is the mystical item you need, but it's the only weapon I have. I do have one relevant clue. It's a rather special revolver. The bullet it shoots has the effect of weakness attack, lethal attack, and slaughtering effect. That does seem kind of based. Hold on. Furthermore, it can be matched with bullets of different characteristics. Okay. Klein is gonna take the revolver, which is really sad. Because again, I'm a hand-to-hand sort of person, so you know I would take that. I would take that sword. Hell, I have a sword hanging right above my fucking PC as I talk about it. I'm just saying, that'd be based as fuck, you know. Okay. Okay, I'm really sorry to do this to you guys, but I've drank so much tea. I need to go take a piss. I know I've put like 3 holds this stream. I'm really sorry, but I need to piss. Okay, sue me. I'm back, sorry. Okay. Okay, some potion from... whatever. Okay, cool. Okay. The negative effects include developing a weakness that originally didn't exist after every use, such as fear of light, fear of ships, the fear of dogs, and such a weakness will last for 6 hours. There's almost no negative effects when having it on you. It just makes you easily thirsty. That's something that's easily tolerable. If not for the characteristic of the revolver overlapping with my abilities and the mystical item I have, I would have bought it back then. The seller is offering it for £9,000. So the total price would be $1,500 and the clue to the revolver. How about it? 1,500? Klein asked. I found more than 10 pirates yesterday. They were all kind and contributing their wallets to me. Nice. Otherwise, they would have lent me their characteristic in heads. Okay, never. He is kind of cool. He is kind of cool. He said, bro, either you give me a wallet or you give me your face. Those are 2 options. Pick. I got no problem. They're going to take the same amount of effort from me. I'm going to either take your wallet out of your hands or I'm going to take your head off your shoulders. No issue either way. In just one night, I got £1,600. Seriously, I love this pirate paradise. Anderson said with a beaming smile. I have to keep $100 for myself for the ship tickets to return to the Fog Sea, so I could pay you $1,500. $1,600 in a night? There are either a lot of pirates in Toscard or they have a lot of money. Seriously, I'm just saying. I would have, if I was Klein, I would have taken a sword. I would have been like, fuck the revolver, I want the sword. Swords are so much cooler. Again, like, I have one right here. I love swords, dude. They're so cool. Am I a fucking child? Yeah, probably, but I don't give a shit. But considering how easily cacheable and locatable targets had mostly been finished off by Anderson, what was left was definitely not easy. He felt depressed. Aren't you afraid of being a target of revenge for doing something like that? What's there to worry about? I'm not afraid. You'd bring a sword to a gunfight? Fuck yeah, I would. Have you ever played Devil May Cry, Justin? What's there to worry about? I'm not afraid. Even if they're the subordinates of a pirate admiral. You're the same, I'm sure. If they're men of the four kings, even then it's not a problem. We're about to leave. The propagation of information takes time. By the time they'd come, I'd have changed ships and identities several times, Anderson said. Why are you cursing yourself again, idiot? Deal. Klein said, here's £300. You'll have to wait for the remaining. I asked you before, show me the bloody sword. Oh, sorry, I didn't see your message, Nightwalker. Dude, I actually missed Nightwalker's messages. It's actually fucked. Hold on. Kokatana. No, it's a Kokatana, Justin. Where was I? You'll have to wait for the remaining 1,200. No, Nightwalker. It's a Kokatana. So a Kokatana is 75% the length of a full-size katana, but it has a full-length scabbard, a full-length handle. So it's useful for like close combat stuff or whatever. So I mean, I'm almost certainly never going to use it for anything. But if God forbid someone was to break into the house, shorter weapon, easier to use in like doorways and stuff. Check your DM. Oh sure, yeah. Give me a second. I have shown it before, but I'm a bow supremacist. Bows are cool, but I'm not a. This is a better quality. No, the one you sent I think is better. No, the one you sent is better quality, Romero. You're definitely right. Smart people use long-ranged weapons. Yeah, but a bow has a lot of moving pieces that'll break. A sword, this is a fucking hunk of metal, bro. I can just hack away at this. Yeah, it'll dull over time, but in general, you know, it's not a lot of moving parts. You can just use this bitch forever as long as you can find a way to sharpen it. W, pain in the ass to get that. Oh, thanks, Romero. I appreciate that. I just don't know if I should. I don't know if I should delete caveman. Exactly. Yeah, actually, caveman brain. Not even kidding, dude. I love how the first. I love how the first comment that I saw in the Roselle trailer was "Taste of Demoness." Whole time I was getting that video. Oh, thanks, Romero. Man, you're fucking awesome, dude. You'll have to wait for the remaining 1,200. That's when the bounty rewards and characteristic money will arrive. Don't worry, it'll definitely come today. It's not a lot. In consideration of his persona, Klein only did a simple count before stuffing the cash into his wallet. Buy 2 tickets to Aravi for tomorrow, Klein said. He didn't deliberately exhort Anderson to buy them with different identities, as he believed the hunter across from him was mature enough to know. All right, Anderson said. Breakfast together? My treat. Klein nodded. Once they arrived downstairs, the two sat near the window. Midway, a waiter brought porcelain cups and a teaspoon over. Just as they interacted, the waiter's gaze suddenly turned adrift. He picked up the teaspoon and stabbed it into Anderson's throat. What the fuck? Anderson was surprised, and although Anderson was surprised, his reaction was in no way slow. He leaned back and dodged the sudden strike. Oh shit. Not that far away, the hotel boss suddenly shot at Anderson. What am I doing? After the gunshot, the boss muttered. What the fuck? Dude, this guy's rolling a 1 out of 6 every single time on that fucking die. What is happening? The Discord is public, right? Yeah, the Discord is just in the description. Feel free to check it out. Dude, this guy has some actual dog shit luck. What the fuck? Amidst the gunshot, Anderson's body suddenly collapsed to the floor, using an amusing manner to dodge the bullet. As for Klein, who didn't understand the situation, he jumped to the side and activated his spirit vision. At that instant, his first reaction was that Anderson had gone overboard with his hunting last night and now was the target of revenge. He only wished to shout, "I don't know him! It has nothing to do with me!" At the table beside Anderson, a stout man dressed in a shirt rolled up his sleeves, threw forks and knives, and suddenly drew an already loaded double-barreled hunting rifle, aimed it at the ground, and pulled the trigger. These series of actions were nearly simultaneous with the hotel boss, but they were simply one step slower. The scattershot sprayed out countless tiny shrapnel, riddling the ground with holes. Although Anderson had dodged in time and avoided most of the blast, he was still struck by a portion of shrapnel. Just as Klein was about to kill the stout man with the hunting rifle to help Anderson get out of danger, he realized the man turned blank like the hotel boss. That's not right. They're not assailants. Klein rationally stopped his attempt to pull the trigger and cast his gaze across the restaurant. Discovering nothing with his spirit vision, he tapped his left thumb on the first segment of his index finger, activating the spirit body threads. At this moment, all ladies and gentlemen in the restaurant had stood up in a fluster due to the sudden shootout. All of them were rushing. When passing by the tumbling Anderson, an elegantly dressed lady with pretty good looks suddenly paused. She released the dark-colored glass bottle she held in her hand and poured it at the strongest hunter. Anything that was splashed by the liquid rapidly turned black as it suffered intense corrosion. Anderson covered his face and leaped up, dodging this attack again. God damn. Immediately following that, a gentle and cute lady, a gentleman with newspapers, a red-vested waiter, and a 5-year-old kid whose hands were stained with sweets attacked Anderson. What the fuck? Flour, lit matches, fruit knives, boiling coffee, and concentrated alcohol inundated him as everyone in the hotel seemed to have one goal: kill Anderson. This guy, he might actually have the worst luck in history. What the fuck? This doesn't even seem to be luck at this point. This is not luck that everyone's trying to kill him. What the fuck? And it's only breakfast time. In a corner of the restaurant, which was blocked by the decorative cabinet, there was a clearly thin, illusory black spirit body thread. In this chaotic and panic-stricken restaurant, it appeared especially abnormal. The true assailant who planned the passerby murder case is sitting over there. They didn't become marionettes. This is another kind of control, puzzle, horror, fluster. An emotion seed of a desire apostle. Or could it be an influence of one's psyche? Klein suddenly had an idea lit up in his mind. He took 2 steps forward and sent a customer who still had butter on the corner of his lips flying, opening a pathway for Anderson. The strongest hunter immediately somersaulted out of the encirclement via the path that was opened up and ran up the hotel's 2nd floor, gasping for air. Has my provocative powers reached this level? Even people I don't know want to kill me? No. The real circumstance is that a person plagued with bad luck shouldn't hunt pirates, you dumbass. The passerby were implanted with psychological cues or had suffered manipulation on a psyche level. Only then would they attack Anderson in an orderly fashion. This didn't match the beyonder power of a desire apostle. And as the attacks by the manipulated passerbys were precise and targeted. Klein had formerly heard of the name Sequence 4 Manipulator. Spectator pathway? Manipulator. Like spectator. Who would manipulator be? Guys, did your YouTube get updated? What the fuck? Manipulator was said before. I doubt it. I don't have it. Oh, sequence mentioned by Mr. A. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. It was mentioned. You're right. You're right. Dr. Z, Romero. God damn, you guys are so on top of things. Okay, cool. In addition, according to the psychiatrist released from Creeping Hunger, Klein always suspected that Toscarter Island had a mission or figure related to the psychology alchemist. In addition to the psychological cue and the control on the left side of the mind, it was rather similar to that of the spectator pathway. Klein had long believed that manipulator very likely belonged to the spectator or dragon pathway. The psychology alchemists really do have an important base on Toscarter Island. They sent a demigod to watch over it. This demigod influences certain pirates and can make them unknowingly do their bidding. but these pirates ended up as Anderson's sponsors last night, and the true investor came knocking. Keeping his emotions in check, Klein looked at Anderson and said, "It's likely that one or several of the pirates from last night, is involved with a demigod on this island." "Do you think something like that can be done by a mid-sequence Beyonder? I can't be that unlucky, right?" You thought it was Reader? Maybe Dr. Z, I don't remember. Indeed. Those people were controlled and are innocent. Thankfully, I didn't attack back, or I would have become a main suspect of a murder case and given a bounty. When that happens, I'll be in trouble and can only become a pirate. The corners of Klein's mouth twitched. If the one being controlled are the pirates with Beyonder powers, or punishers or priests of the Church of Storm, how would it develop? I would already be dead, Anderson threw up his hands. You mean he doesn't want me dead, only wants to give me a warning? Yes, so you still have a chance. Apologize. Apologize? I have quite a reputation in the Fog Sea. Oh, I already added it, Dr. Z. At this moment, Anderson lunged forward and rushed to the entrance ahead of Klein and yelled, I'm sorry, it was my fault. We can talk about it. I'm sorry, it was my fault. A series of slow claps sounded from the first floor as a figure emerged. This figure slowly walked to the bend, but Klein instinctively moved his gaze away as though he didn't wish to see what the person looked like. In addition, he realized that he didn't have any intention of raising his arms or aiming his gun, as though he had been cued and lost the intention of resisting. Oh, this is terrifying. Not face-to-face hypnosis, which is why I could detect it. But if I was directly targeted, the repercussions would be unimaginable. Holy shit, this lady's actually goated. I can be influenced now. In the way Miss Justice would explain it, the other party will use the sea of collective subconscious to silently arrive beside my island of consciousness and do something to a certain degree. This is the silent instruction given to me by a demigod. In less than 5 minutes, Anderson knocked on his door, grimacing in pain. Done talking? Anderson gave a heavy nod. Yes. He got me to help him do something. As for what it is, I can't tell anyone. Do you still remember what he looks like? Anderson thought carefully. I don't remember. As expected. Look at you, for 1,600 pounds, offending a demigod. Not worth it at all. Klein silently sighed. Can we leave tomorrow? Yeah, there's no rush for that matter. Let's resolve the problem with my bad luck first. Klein didn't speak further as he pointed to the door. Still having breakfast? Of course! Anderson was first taken aback, before revealing a smile. No type of frustration can influence eating or sleeping. The two went downstairs and discovered that the waiter was silently clearing up the shattered items. And everyone else had forgotten what happened. That's crazy. After breakfast, Anderson continued going out, busy obtaining his bounty rewards and characteristic money. He also did some preparations while Klein stayed in his hotel room. This guy's so... I know, he's on like a constant spree of antidepressants. What the fuck? At 2:30, Klein went above the grey fog and began practicing for the upcoming tarot gathering. After all, Mr. Fool would casually and lightly punish Cat Leia. Sitting in the chair belonging to the Fool, Klein began playing out the 3 punishment plans he had decided over the past few days. 2 of the plans needed him to borrow some of the powers of the space, and 2 of them needed to use props. Hence, he needed to decide on the entire process ahead of time. What the fuck? Then he would familiarize himself with it, and he couldn't reveal his lack of fluency. At a critical point in time, Klein exhaled and confirmed his plans, then conjured the world, without any items. He saw the countless dense black threads that emanated from his body. Items conjured using the powers of the mysterious space possess a certain amount of spirituality, so they come with spirit body threads. In the real world, items without life don't have any. Not only can he now make the world's expression much more intricate and have reactions that were much more like a normal person, he could also make the marionette's spirituality fluctuations more natural. It wouldn't appear as lifeless anymore. Apart from that, he was like a player who had two accounts, gaining the world's vision, hearing, as well as other senses. After completing all this, Klein glanced at his pocket watch and sent the little son a message to begin counting his heartbeats. Okay, Celestial, I know I said we'll read one more, but I'm all out of tea. I'm not making it a second time. I think we'll just call it here, man. And then in the morning, in like 11 hours, we'll finish the tarot gathering, okay? Really sorry, but I don't think I'm gonna... Yeah, my throat hurts and I don't have any more tea. I'm so fucking done. Yeah, let's leave the gathering for later. Okay, dope. Alright, sorry for the circle jerk, Celestial. Not what I intended to do. Right. Yeah, exactly. Alright, thanks everyone for another fantastic stream. I'm going to bed. I'm so fucking sleepy. Art? Is there art? There's no art right now. I'm sure Milo should send it later. It's all good. Alright, I'll, thanks everyone for popping by. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day or nights. I'll see you guys later. If you're new, consider joining the Discord in the link, in the description. Yeah, that's it. For me, it's midnight, Meso. Alright, that's it. See you guys.